As Fushiguro sensed that the cursed monster was dead, he began wondering where Yuji was hiding. But at that instant, Sukuna appeared behind him, telling him that Yuji was gone forever. As he ripped his shirt apart, he dug his hand deep into his chest and pulled out his heart. He told Fushiguro that he was taking Yuji hostage, since Yuji couldn't live without his heart, so he threw it away. But as he consumed the cursed figure, he told Fushiguro that he now had more than enough time to eliminate him. Just then, Fushiguro noticed that Yuji's hand had been restored, and realized that Sukuna had the ability to use reverse curse technique to heal himself. As he thought he could force him to regenerate a new heart, Fushiguro readied himself for battle and summoned his cursed bird. Immediately he charged at Sukuna and began trying to land a single attack, but Sukuna dodged every single one of them with ease. As Fushiguro continued trying to close the distance, Sukuna wondered if he was even trying. So, as he caught his hand, he told him to try harder, with more cursed energy, and smacked his useless mouth. As Fushiguro managed to maintain his balance, he summoned Orochi out of the ground to capture Sukuna. At Fushiguro's command, the cursed animals began attacking at the same time, but Sukuna obliterated the serpent and appeared behind Fushiguro before his brain could even process the attack. As Sukuna hurled him far away, he leapt into the air to chase after him, kicking him with enough force to send him crashing into the building. However, Fushiguro's bird tried to rescue him, but Sukuna flashed from behind, punching him, as his spine crushed with all the walls breaking down. But his bird managed to rescue him. However, Sukuna leapt into the air and knocked them into another building, sending him crashing down. As Sukuna landed before them, Fushiguro realized there was no way out of this situation, so he made his bird vanish. In his final moments, when Sukuna began wondering why he was trying to help Yuji regain control of his body, Fushiguro remembered the only girl he ever cared about, and how she lost her life because of the curses. So he stood up and began converting his life into cursed energy, shocking Sukuna because of his hidden power and making him beg for Fushiguro to show him what he's hiding. But as Fushiguro was about to activate his sacred treasure, he decided to dissipate his power, reminding Yuji that he never had a reason to save him, other than for his selfish reason of wanting him to stay alive. He said that he wasn't a hero, so he's never regretted saving his friend. And those words triggered Yuji's consciousness, allowing him to suppress Sukuna's soul. However, his missing heart began draining all of his blood out, and as he passed out on the ground, he begged Fushiguro to live a long life without him. The following morning, 3 dumbass curses wondered why they had to sacrifice Sukuna's finger to test its power. Hours later, Geto told them that it was necessary since they learned what he was capable of. A few days later, as Yuji's body was laid inside the morgue, Lil started apologizing for causing his death. But Gojo thought it was a trap from the Jujutsu elders and told him to shut his disgusting mouth. From the very start, the higher-ups had considered Yuji a threat, and Gojo thought they made up the plan to abandon his team while he was away. Just then, a lady entered the room, wondering why Gojo was concerned about Yuji, seeing as he was already dead. As he began saying that Yuji was a special student, Larry told him that she would dismember him into pieces for her experiments. Meanwhile, Kisaki tried comforting Fushiguro, telling him that they only knew Yuji for 2 weeks, but she was barely holding back her own tears. However, when a useless senior appeared before them, wondering why the look-like-the V were at a funeral, they merely ignored her useless face. From behind, a talking panda tried telling them that one of their friends died yesterday, but one of them kept only saying he wanted a rice ball. Eventually, they revealed that they were here to invite Fushiguro and Kisaki to the school exchange event, and Panda told them that it was a fighting contest between the 2 greatest jujutsu schools in their world. At the same time, Geto revealed that there were 2 conditions for winning the curse war, and the first one was to immobilize the strongest jujutsu sorcerer in the world, Satoru Gojo. The second was to have the king of curses on their side, but Gojo thought Yuji was already dead, so that would be impossible. However, Geto wondered if he was truly dead, and inside of Sukuna's innate domain, Yuji's soul swore that he would eliminate Sukuna. He grabbed a rotten horn and threw it at Sukuna, but Sukuna jumped away unscathed. Desperate for payback, Yuji ran at him and began throwing a flurry of... Since something changed during his battle with Fushiguro, for his condition, Sukuna told him that as soon as he said the word enchant, he would take over his body for a minute, and added that he would make him forget this agreement. Yuji thought his useless face was up to no good, and told him to shove his agreement up his ass. However, Sukuna promised that he wouldn't kill or hurt anyone during that minute, and told him that their agreement could not be broken once they signed a pact. Having no other choice, Yuji decided to accept, but as Sukuna stood up from his body, Yuji punched his useless face away, saying that he would never accept his conditions. Just then, Sukuna suggested they fight till the death, saying that the victor could decide the condition. Meanwhile, Larry was ready to begin dismembering Yuji, but Yuji woke up. He began wondering why they had abandoned him without any plot armor. However, Gojo was glad to see him resurrected and welcomed him back to life. So as Gojo saw Larry off that day, he asked her to keep Yuji's resurrection a secret, saying that he wished to train him before the higher-ups tried to kill him again. Inside a restaurant, he began telling him that Gojo was their worst enemy and suggested that they exorcise him in the prison realm. The thought made Yuji excited, and the little volcano on his head be an usina with hot lava, spreading terrible heat around the restaurant.